Don't be afraid of opposition. Remember, a kite rises against the wind, not with it. These words from Napoleon Hill are not just metaphor. They are a mirror reflecting the truth of your own potential. Opposition isn't your enemy. It's the very force that lifts you when everything else tells you to fall. In the stillness of early morning, when doubt lingers like fog on the horizon, remember, it is resistance that shapes the rise, not ease. Just as a kite cannot soar without the tension of the wind, your spirit cannot evolve without the weight of challenge. Imagine standing at the edge of a storm-swept cliff, not to retreat, but to open your arms and let the winds carve strength into your bones. This is not the path of comfort, it is the path of becoming. Adversity is not here to break you. It's here to build you, to teach you how to rise with power, grace, and purpose. Your soul was never meant to drift in calm waters. It was made to navigate waves, and in doing so, remember how deeply it can heal. So today, we begin a journey, not away from the struggle, but straight through it. Because within every headwind lies the exact force you need to lift, to evolve, to fly. Just as a kite needs the wind to soar, our lives require these challenges to foster innovation and progress, propelling us forward when we dare to face them. Waiting for ideal conditions is a trap many fall into, like chasing a mirage in the desert, believing success only comes in perfect calm. This mindset keeps us grounded, much like a kite lying idle on a windless day, missing the very forces that could lift us high. Consider an athlete who delays entering a competition until they're fully ready, only to find that avoidance delays their improvement and robs them of valuable experience. In this hesitation, energy is wasted on endless preparation, leaving opportunities to slip away like sand through fingers. Failure to decide amid opposition creates a fog of indecision, where even a clear vision blurs under the fear of potential conflict or criticism. A leader might postpone a bold decision, worrying about team pushback, and in that delay, the moment for action passes, fostering regret. This cycle drains our vitality, turning what could be a path of empowerment into a labyrinth of overthinking and missed chances. Fear and uncertainty amplify opposition's threat, like storm clouds gathering on the horizon, breeding doubt that reinforces our avoidance. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Fear whispers that failure is inevitable, so we stand still, watching potential slip away. Think of Thomas Edison, who faced countless failures in inventing the light bulb, yet each setback was a step toward brilliance, proving fear is universal but conquerable. Now, the solution emerges. The power of action against resistance generates momentum, much like a kite catching the wind and ascending. By engaging with opposition head on, we transform setbacks into advantages, as a startup founder might use investor criticism to refine their business model. This active approach infuses our lives with energy, turning what was once daunting into a source of creative propulsion. Building decisiveness means making firm choices without delay, reframing challenges as opportunities that teach and guide us. Set decision-making deadlines for yourself and watch as opposition shifts from a foe to a wise teacher, fostering clarity and resolve. Practicing the first step is essential. Take a small action now, like addressing a critic's feedback, to break the inertia of waiting. Pause for a moment. Identify one opposition in your life and commit to that simple step, feeling the lift as you begin to move. Facing fear directly erodes hesitation, proving that action builds strength over time, just as a kite adjusts to turbulent winds. Techniques like gradual exposure to challenges, such as practicing public speaking in front of small audiences, help diminish anxiety and build confidence. In this process, opposition becomes a sign of progress, a mirror reflecting our growth and healing. Learning through failure turns setbacks into stepping stones, refining our skills and strategies with each encounter. J.K. Rowling's journey, marked by numerous rejections before Harry Potter's success, shows how failure normalizes and fuels mastery. Embrace each failure as a lesson, allowing it to reshape your path and deepen your resilience. Self discipline is the true key to handling opposition, serving as the steady hand that guides us through varying winds. Without it, we rely on fleeting motivation, but discipline turns resistance into routine, enabling consistent progress. Like a kite string providing control amid gusts, discipline keeps us anchored yet flexible, rising higher with each challenge. Building positive habits strengthens this resilience. Start with daily reflections on the oppositions you face and the lessons they offer. Practice new skills consistently, even in discomfort, and maintain routines that include facing challenges head on. Begin with a simple habit, like journaling for 5 minutes each day, to foster long term discipline and momentum. Clear vision and goals act as a compass amidst opposition, providing purpose that sustains progress and turns challenges into motivators. A strong vision transforms resistance into fuel, much like a kite string directing it through the wind toward the sky. Athletes often visualize success to push through training obstacles, keeping their eyes on the prize despite the strain. Define your goals with precision, using SMART criteria to make them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Break these goals into smaller steps, adapting to opposition as it arises, ensuring steady forward movement. Try this exercise. Outline one goal now, identify potential oppositions, and plan your responses to keep advancing. In doing so, your vision becomes a beacon, guiding you through the winds of doubt and fear. As we near the end of this reflection, remember the core idea. Opposition is not to be feared but embraced, for it is the force that elevates us. Echoing Napoleon Hill, a kite rises against the wind. True motivation and success follow when we face resistance, not evade it. Growth blooms not in the absence of challenges, but in the heart of them, where we discover our deepest strengths and heal our wounds. Let this poetic journey remind you that self discovery is a dance with the wind, where each opposition is a step toward wholeness. Now, it's time for action. Take one small step against an opposition in your life today, whether it's initiating a difficult conversation or pursuing a new opportunity. Feel the lift as you move forward, knowing that the wind is your ally, not your enemy. In this moment, seize the resistance as your path to soar, transforming fear into flight. Remember, healing and growth are intertwined with the very forces that seem to oppose us, creating a symphony of resilience and renewal. As you step into this wind, let your spirit rise, unburdened and empowered, ready to embrace the journey ahead. The world awaits your ascent. Don't wait for calm. Let the opposition carry you higher. So, go forth with this truth. In the face of the wind, you are not just surviving, you are thriving, kite-like, toward your destined heights. As Napoleon Hill wisely said, don't be afraid of opposition. Remember, a kite rises against the wind, not with it. This powerful metaphor captures the essence of true growth. In our daily lives, we often encounter winds of resistance. These might come as criticism from colleagues or setbacks in our projects. Many people shy away from these challenges, fearing they will pull us down. But just like the kite, opposition is what propels us upward. Think about an entrepreneur facing rejection from investors. Instead of giving up, they use that feedback to refine their ideas. This turns potential defeat into a stepping stone for success. Fear and avoidance create a cycle of stagnation that holds us back. We wait for the perfect moment when everything aligns smoothly. Yet, That moment rarely comes without effort against the odds. Embracing opposition means recognizing it as a necessary force. It builds resilience, sharpens our skills, and fosters innovation. Why do we avoid opposition in the first place? Often, it's because we're waiting for ideal conditions to act. We dream of calm winds where no challenges exist. But in reality, that calm keeps the kite grounded. An athlete might delay training until they're fully prepared. This hesitation only postpones their improvement and growth. Indecisiveness amplifies the problem, trapping us in overthinking. We ponder how to handle criticism or conflict without making a move. This wastes energy and misses valuable opportunities. Consider a leader hesitating to implement a new strategy due to team pushback. Their inaction allows problems to fester rather than resolve. Fear and uncertainty make opposition seem insurmountable. We worry about failure, rejection, or the unknown. This fear creates a loop of doubt that reinforces avoidance. Yet, historical figures like Thomas Edison turned failures into triumphs. He faced thousands of unsuccessful attempts, but persisted. Now, the solution lies in embracing opposition head on. By taking action against resistance, we generate real momentum. Just as the kite soars when facing the wind, we rise through challenges. A startup founder might use investor criticism to strengthen their model. This transforms setbacks into powerful advantages. Building decisiveness is key to this process. Make firm decisions without delay, viewing challenges as opportunities. Set deadlines for yourself to confront opposition promptly. This shifts your mindset from fear to empowerment. Start with small actions, like addressing a critic's feedback right away. Pause now and identify one opposition in your life. Commit to a simple step, no matter how minor it seems. Overcoming hesitation begins by facing fear directly. Confronting opposition erodes that fear over time. Like the kite adjusting to turbulent winds, we build strength through action. Techniques like gradual exposure help, such as practicing public speaking. A nervous speaker might start with small audiences to gain confidence. Learning through failure is another vital aspect. Setbacks aren't endpoints, they're opportunities for mastery. Each failure refines your skills, much like a kite learning to balance. J.K. Rowling's repeated rejections led to the success of Harry Potter. This normalizes failure as a stepping stone on the path to achievement. Cultivating self discipline is the true key to handling opposition. Discipline turns resistance into a routine for consistent progress. Relying on motivation alone is fleeting. Discipline provides steady control. Just as the kite string guides it through varying winds, discipline steadies us. Build positive habits to bolster your resilience. Start with daily reflection on the challenges you face. Journal for just 5 minutes about lessons learned from opposition. This habit fosters long term growth and momentum. Developing clear vision and goals amidst opposition keeps you directed. Crystal clear goals act as a compass, turning challenges into motivators. An athlete visualizes success to push through training obstacles. Use SMART criteria to set specific, achievable goals that withstand resistance. Break them into smaller steps and review them regularly. Outline one goal now and identify potential oppositions with action plans. In conclusion, remember that opposition is the wind that lifts you higher. As Napoleon Hill taught, a kite rises against the wind. Embrace resistance, take action, and watch yourself soar. Don't wait for clear skies. Seize the wind today. Start with that one small step you've identified. Your growth depends on it, and success is just on the horizon. Let this metaphor guide you through every challenge ahead. Rise against the wind and achieve the heights you deserve. Remember, true strength comes from facing what opposes you. Turn fear into fuel and opposition into opportunity. You've got the power within to rise above. Make today the day you start soaring. The wind is blowing. Harness it now. Your future self will thank you for this choice. So, go forth with confidence and determination. Opposition isn't the end. It's the beginning of your ascent. Believe in the kite within you. And always remember, don't be afraid of opposition. It's the very thing that will make you fly. As Napoleon Hill wisely said, don't be afraid of opposition. Remember, a kite rises against the wind, not with it. This simple yet profound metaphor captures the essence of true growth. Imagine a kite lying still on the ground, waiting for a gentle breeze. It would never soar. Instead, it needs the strong wind to lift it high. In our lives, opposition often feels like that fierce wind, criticism, setbacks, or challenges that make us want to hide. But just as the kite uses the wind to gain height, we can use opposition to propel ourselves forward. Many people fall into a cycle of fear and avoidance, shying away from risks because they dread rejection or failure. Think of an entrepreneur hesitating to pitch their innovative idea, worried about what investors might say. This fear leads to stagnation, where potential remains untapped and dreams gather dust. Yet, embracing opposition is the key to breaking free from this cycle. Without resistance, we stay grounded, never experiencing the thrill of rising above. So, why do we wait for ideal conditions that may never come? Waiting for the perfect moment only delays our progress, much like expecting calm winds to launch a kite. Consider an athlete who avoids competitions until they feel fully ready, missing out on the very experiences that build skill. This mindset of seeking ease creates paralysis, robbing us of momentum. Indecisiveness amplifies the problem as we overthink every potential obstacle. A leader might postpone a bold decision due to fear of team pushback, wasting energy on what ifs instead of action. Fear and uncertainty compound this, turning opposition into an insurmountable wall. We all face it, the anxiety of rejection, the sting of failure, like Thomas Edison enduring countless failed experiments. But Edison didn't let that stop him. Each failure was a step toward the light bulb's invention. Now, let's shift to the solution, embracing opposition as a catalyst for growth. When you face resistance head on, you generate the energy needed to move forward, just as a kite catches the wind. A startup founder, for instance, can take investor criticism and use it to refine their business model, turning weaknesses into strengths. Building decisiveness is crucial. Make firm choices without endless deliberation. Set deadlines for decisions and reframe challenges as opportunities for learning. This transforms opposition from an enemy into a valuable teacher. Start with the first step. Take a small action right now, like addressing a critic's feedback. Pause for a moment and identify one opposition in your life, then commit to that simple step. Facing fear directly is more effective than just thinking positively. Like the kite adjusting to turbulent winds, repeated exposure builds your strength over time. Try techniques such as gradually tackling small challenges, such as a public speaker practicing in front of friends to overcome stage fright. Each encounter with opposition erodes the fear, making you more resilient. Remember, learning through failure is not about defeat, it's about growth. Setbacks refine your skills, much like a kite learning to stabilize in strong gusts. J.K. Rowling faced numerous rejections before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, using each no as a stepping stone. This perspective turns opposition into a pathway to mastery. Self-discipline emerges as the true engine for handling opposition successfully. Without it, motivation fades, but discipline keeps you steady amid the winds of resistance. Just as a kite string provides control, discipline allows you to navigate challenges routinely. Build positive habits to bolster your resilience, like daily reflection on the oppositions you encounter. Start with something simple, such as journaling for 5 minutes about lessons learned from a setback. Over time, these habits turn resistance into a routine part of progress. Developing a clear vision and goals is essential amidst opposition. Goals act as your compass, guiding you through the storms and keeping you focused. With a strong vision, challenges become motivators, like a kite string directing its path in the wind. Athletes often visualize success to push through training obstacles, turning pain into purpose. To create opposition-resistant goals, use the SMART criteria. Make them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Break them into smaller steps and regularly review them to adapt to resistance. For example, if your goal is to start a business, identify potential oppositions like market competition and plan your responses. Now, try this. Outline one goal right now and note the oppositions, along with your action steps. As we wrap up, remember the core idea. Opposition isn't something to fear. It's the force that lifts you higher, as Napoleon Hill taught with the kite metaphor. True growth comes from action in the face of challenges, not from waiting for calm. By embracing resistance, you build the resilience and momentum needed for success. Don't let fear hold you back any longer. Take that first step today, whether it's initiating a difficult conversation or pursuing a new opportunity. Each act of courage will propel you forward, just as the wind lifts the kite. Imagine the heights you can reach when you stop avoiding and start engaging. Your potential is limitless when you harness opposition as your ally. So, seize the wind that's blowing in your life. Turn challenges into triumphs. Watch yourself soar beyond what you thought possible. The time is now. Rise against the wind and claim your success. As Napoleon Hill wisely said, don't be afraid of opposition. Remember, a kite rises against the wind, not with it. This simple yet profound metaphor captures the essence of true growth, where challenges aren't roadblocks, but the very winds that lift us higher. Think about how many people feel paralyzed by criticism, setbacks, or even everyday conflicts, leading to a cycle of avoidance and stagnation. An entrepreneur, for instance, might hesitate to pitch a groundbreaking idea, fearing rejection from investors who don't see the vision yet. This fear creates a loop of inaction where potential is squandered because the wind of opposition feels too strong to face. But why settle for mediocrity when embracing that wind can propel you toward extraordinary heights? Just as a kite needs the resistance of the wind to soar, your personal and professional development thrives on the very obstacles you might dread. Waiting for ideal conditions is a common trap where people convince themselves that success only comes without hurdles. Imagine an athlete who skips competitions until they feel perfectly ready, only to find that real improvement comes from diving into the fray. This mindset keeps the kite grounded, missing the thrill of flight because there's no wind to catch. Indecisiveness amplifies this problem, turning opposition into an overwhelming mountain rather than a manageable hill. A leader might delay a crucial decision, worried about team pushback, wasting energy on endless what ifs instead of taking action. Fear and uncertainty often lurk beneath, making opposition seem like an insurmountable foe. Thomas Edison faced thousands of failures before inventing the light bulb, yet he saw each as a step forward, not a defeat. This emotional cycle, Fear leading to doubt and back to avoidance can be broken by recognizing that opposition is universal and conquerable. The real solution lies in harnessing the power of action against resistance, turning headwinds into tailwinds for your journey. Like a kite rising with the wind's force, engaging with challenges generates momentum and energy you didn't know you had. Consider a startup founder who uses investor criticism not as a setback, but as feedback to refine and strengthen their business model. Building decisiveness is key. It means making firm choices without waiting for the storm to pass. Set deadlines for your decisions, reframing obstacles as opportunities that teach and transform you. Practicing the first step is where change begins. Take a small action today, like addressing a critic's feedback head on. Right now, pause and identify one opposition in your life. Commit to that initial move, no matter how minor it seems. Facing fear directly erodes its power, much like a kite building strength through repeated exposure to gusts. Techniques like gradual exposure, tackling small challenges first, can shift your mindset from avoidance to anticipation. Public speakers often overcome stage fright by practicing in front of audiences, turning nerves into a source of adrenaline and growth. Learning through failure is another vital piece. Each setback refines your skills, adjusting your path like a kite in turbulent winds. J.K. Rowling's numerous rejections didn't end her story. They fueled her determination, leading to the success of Harry Potter. Remember, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a crucial part of it, offering lessons that smooth your ascent. Self-discipline emerges as the true engine for handling opposition, providing the steady control needed to navigate any storm. Without discipline, motivation fades, but with it, resistance becomes routine, allowing consistent progress despite the winds. Building positive habits is essential. Start with daily reflections on the challenges you face and the insights they provide. Practice new skills consistently, even when it's uncomfortable, turning opposition into a familiar ally. For instance, commit to a 5-minute journaling session each day, noting oppositions encountered and the lessons learned from them. Over time, these habits foster resilience, making you as steady as the string that guides a kite through varying conditions. Developing a clear vision and goals amidst opposition acts as your compass, directing every action with purpose. A strong vision transforms challenges into motivators, much like how an athlete visualizes victory to push through grueling training. Without goals, opposition can feel random and defeating, but with them, it becomes a directed force propelling you forward. Use practical methods like SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, to create opposition resistant plans. Break your goals into smaller steps, reviewing them regularly to adapt to any resistance that arises. For example, if you are aiming for a career change, outline the goal, identify potential oppositions like skepticism from peers, and plan steps to address them. This guided exercise can be done now. Jot down one goal, list the oppositions, and map out your first action. As you build this clarity, you'll find that opposition no longer derails you but steers you toward greater achievements. In essence, the key to rising above is to lean into the wind, using it as the catalyst for your elevation. Just as Napoleon Hill taught, a kite doesn't wait for calm skies. It thrives in the gusts that test its mettle. Motivation and success follow when you embrace resistance, not evade it, turning potential pitfalls into platforms for growth. True growth doesn't come from smooth paths, but from the struggles that build your strength and character. Now, it's time to apply this wisdom in your own life, recognizing that every opposition is an invitation to rise higher. Don't let fear hold you back. Instead, let it fuel your determination to push forward. Picture yourself as that kite, string taut against the wind, ascending with grace and power. Start small, but start today, perhaps by confronting a nagging doubt or taking a risk you've been postponing. Remember, the wind of opposition is always blowing. It's up to you to catch it and soar. Each time you face a challenge, you're not just surviving, you're evolving, becoming more resilient and capable. Think of historical figures like Malala Yousafzai, who turned opposition into a global movement for education. Their stories remind us that greatness is forged in adversity, not in its absence. So, commit to this mindset. View every criticism, setback, or obstacle as a wind that can lift you. Build your discipline, clarify your goals, and take decisive action, and you'll find opposition becoming your greatest ally. The path to success is rarely straight, but with each gust you face, you're gaining altitude. Embrace the resistance and watch as it transforms your fears into triumphs. You're not alone in this. Millions have risen against their winds and achieved the extraordinary. Seize the wind now and let it carry you to heights you never imagined possible.